Broadcasting straight from the top, X-Tower FM, brought to you by your hosts, Sapphire Blaze, Juice BBA, and Blade Bay X.
Is that how it works?
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be. It is weight classes, but typically, I fight for MMA anyway. I fight in what we call featherweight.
It's Nanashi.
Yes,
They bring out Nanashi.
They just wheel him out. Like, it's been stitched up. He's been planning it though. He's been planning it.
He's holding a Pegasus in one hand.
Golem Rock in the other.
I'd immediately tap if he did.
Rock smash.
But yeah, no, I am. So usually I fight at featherweight, or I have done most of the time, which is about just under 66 kilos, or for the American listeners, 145 pounds. What I was getting ready to fight at this time around, because I fight a bit heavier than I probably should, I was going to be cutting down to 61 kilos or 135 pounds, which is bantamweight. But my manager got in touch with me towards the end of, was it not last week, the week before, and was like, I think I've got a good matchup for you, but it'll be at 67 kilos. So I was like, okay, a little bit heavier than what I usually do, but I'm like, I was already dieting down to get ready to cut to lower, so I was like, oh, that's only a small cut for me. I'll take that, no problem. But then by the end of the day, when he was confirming it with the other guy, they want it at 70 kilos, which is lightweight, which is 2 weight classes higher than what I was originally preparing to go down to. But I still took the fight, so I have actually been trying to gain a little bit of weight the last week and a half. It's not going to be anything significant. Yeah, well, it means not being hungry whilst training at the end of the camp, which is amazing. It's so good, because end of camp is the most miserable time, because it's when you're the most anxious and focused on the fight. It's when you're on the least calories. It's when you're feeling your weakest and lightest, and illness is most likely, your immune system, all this shit. And then you got to go cut a bunch of kilos in water and weigh in before you can actually have a meal again. Normally, fight week feels quite miserable, but right now, it's not too bad.
I had questions, but now I've gone blank. Fuck.
Were they Beyblade-related questions?
No,
Then I don't want to fucking hear it.
This whole conversation hasn't been Beyblade. You think he's training for a Beyblade? Fucking
I'm training to be the Beyblade.
Just spin around in the ring.
You'll see Gen 5 are going to be the Bay, which is going to be self-launching.
If you were a Beyblade, what type would you be?
Broken.
That's actually a weird coincidence. We were talking about that in the Bay Creator server earlier, because there was a weird goblin image that Luxo put. And
It's called
said
Mim.
Like Mim. I was like, why do you have a glowing picture of Mim? And then Jake's like, oh, he's a Beyblade now. Spins on his head. Human type.
Human type. Human-like type, I'd say.
Mim is something different, yeah.
All right, boys. Should we discuss some Beyblade? I think Juice had some topics he wanted to bring up from the...
Have you
from
been
the
recording
get-go.
the entire
Juicy
time?
gossip. Let's
No, not the entire time, but I hit record maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago. So it's probably the
Okay,
tail
cool.
end of me ranting about fighting.
I thought I heard you say for the American listeners, but we haven't started yet.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like,
What are you talking about?
I'm just always in podcast mode. This is just how I talk.
No, that's fair.
Yeah,
There'll be no one around
Juice
me, and
and
I'll
I
just be
are-
talking like this.
not aware what you're saying, but yes.
I got distracted by Mad Max's cats in the pets images. Hang on, let me go back to my notes.
I need to upload photos of my dogs. There's too many cats now.
A lot of us are fucking cat people, it seems. All of
I think that's a bit of
a
a trend with Beybladers that I'm noticing. A lot of cat owners,
like myself.
a lot of autistic people that like to be indoors with their cats. Although, fuck me, one of my cats at the moment stressing me out, because I let my cats go out on my balcony because I've got this fencing put up around it. But one of them, the autistic one, keeps climbing onto the fucking roof now. And I'm just like, bro, please stop doing it, because a strong wind will blow you off, but also an eagle will just take you away at any moment.
Or
and you won't be able to do
the
anything.
neighborhood bully,
Yeah.
the big neighborhood bully cat will come around and
Well, that's the thing. They
have
can't.
a word with him.
They can't get up to our roof. It's just because funnily enough, it's just because of the fence around the balcony that they can get up to the roof. So it's kind of I don't know, defeated itself.
So, wouldn't it be funny if everything I had is kind of redundant now because I've like taken a step back to actually think about it more? Because I was kind of like annoyed at the whole Cenat thing.
Let's talk about
Wait, what? Okay.
the Kai
I'm
Cenat
interested
thing.
to know why you're annoyed.
Yeah, why are you annoyed?
No, I was just mainly annoyed about
Do we
like.
have to explain about it first? I'm guessing most people listening would
Can
sleep
one of you
for this
two
situation.
that has probably viewed it more so than I have, because my main viewing of the Kai Cenat thing is from Nazuma's video. But Juice, do you want to recap?
I haven't seen the Zooms one, but essentially, Kai Cenat got sent a box from Hasbro of a bunch of their bays, mainly I'm assuming the collabs. He had a stream with his friends. They played, they enjoyed it. That's cool. And then later on, he stated that he wanted to do a big tournament. He wanted to do something and have the best of the best compete. And that's what I seen originally. Apparently there was more to it. So when I saw that, and then I just like he wanted the best, right? And all the fucking BayTubers started adding him and linking their channels. He said he wants the best of the best. We aren't it. Most of the BayTubers aren't it. And yeah,
Terrible.
he just said he wants like the top. And I'm thinking like, well, he would need to the Japan Championship and the Asia Championship, get them in on it.
Get Sane and Poor to have a rematch.
And yeah, he wants the
Definitely.
best bladers at the game.
Well,
And like,
I'm waiting for my invite.
I don't-
I'm waiting for my invites, Mr. Cenat.
and I was like, I wrote down genuine people I would toss in from the community, because this was at the time I was like pretty pissed off because I didn't see everything that he said.
Yeah.
Because I'll get to that later.
Okay.
Like, all honesty, Blade, you would be
Here.
good to get in there
Legit.
because you know your stuff. You understand the game. You know what you're talking about, and you can be funny as well. You bring good energy. You're knowledgeable, good entertainment to your videos, and just overall personality. I feel like you would match with that group. And like,
I'm blushing. Thank you. Someone clip that.
Uh,
That'll just
hang on.
this when I edit the podcast. I'm just going to take out that audio and I'll just save that, and that'll be
the
its own
Blade
video.
Appreciation Hour.
Yeah, it'll just be looping for a little while there. Just Juice, you're right. Carry on. Say
Go on,
more
Juice, who
lovely
else is
things
on your
about
list?
me. Let's stay with me for a minute.
Nah, you know, my mother was trying to let the cats in my room, but they wouldn't walk it out. Look, Blade is a genuine one. That would be good. Sapphire as well, of course.
Definitely don't
Sapphire, I haven't written anything for you. I'm sorry, but yes, you would be good.
You beat-
don't deserve to be in this tournament.
You beat
Oh,
the
and my one claim
Japanese
to
champ.
fame, I beat the Japanese champion at the Asia Championships in an
Exactly, and
exhibition match. So
by
That's,
law, you automatically you have a title there, surely. But
You just don't say the
that's the
exhibition
only
match
win
bit
I
at the
ever
end.
have.
That's it.
I don't know if I should talk about it because I really like kind of bully people here, and I don't want to be an asshole. Like
Too
everyone's
late.
friends.
Come on, spill the beans.
Again, this was before I found out that he wanted creators because he mentions that.
Mm.
So I was like, for example, Nazuma, great guy. He just wouldn't really bring the entertainment aspect to it, in my opinion, because he's great for just educational stuff.
He's very good at that.
I don't know if he has the same vibe as Kai's group, you know?
Well, he says that in his video. He's like,
Well, I haven't
generally
watched
a
it,
pretty
so
chill guy.
Mm.
right, he's very chill, and he's I don't want to say he's not entertaining, but he does. You know what I mean? He's more on the educational side.
I get what you mean, bro. I'm not saying
I
that
get
he
what you're
wouldn't
trying to
be able
say. Yeah.
play in and get in the vibe, but
If Nazuma listens to this,
nah,
man.
it's not like bad blood.
We
It's
love you,
just
Nazuma.
yeah. I mean, I know he
Have my
knows that,
spot.
but I think
My spot.
it's also the opportunity. If the opportunity was there for him to be in that kind of environment, I think he could probably like pull that out of himself. You know, like you don't know until like you get dropped into that environment. You might fucking thrive in it, and you might just have this big fucking voice and
That is fair.
huge energy. You know.
And
Like, I like to
yeah,
think
that
that
is
I'd be able
fair.
to jump into something like that and just fucking keep it going and like match everything. But also, like, I know I can be extremely fucking introverted at times, and I could just run out of social battery and just be like a fucking zombie in the corner, or just leave the room.
Right.
You know?
So with Nazuma, I guess he's the same as you, both very educational channels. You both know your stuff, but I guess like one of you would bring more of the energy aspect to it. But I guess it depends on what. I guess now that I'm thinking about it, it depends what Kai has, what he does with it. If he's even running it, I feel like he probably wouldn't be the front man of it. He'd just be the face of it.
Yeah, I can't
But
imagine that he'll be the one
and
doing the research on who's going to be entering and making the lists and contacting people. I'm pretty sure he's
right,
got a very large team of people taking care of anything like that for him. But it will be on him
that makes
probably
sense.
to try
Yeah,
and press them or encourage them more to do it a certain way.
exactly.
You know,
If he wants to make the content out of it and they're just not matching the vibe, it falls through. I don't
Honestly,
know. I don't watch
in
a lot
my
of Kai Cenat, but yeah,
in my opinion, if he's actually gonna go through with this and not just it be like, oh, I want to do this today, and then tomorrow it's a different idea. If he actually does it, I imagine he'd at most get like two or three of the biggest Bay tubers that people probably recognize who have a at least a personality that would fit in with the vibes of it, and then probably just get a bunch of his friends, and then that would probably be the tournament, or just a bunch of like other bigger YouTubers he can find who would be willing to do it.
hmm,
I see
what
they
that's
would
probably
probably,
being the
yeah, they'll
realistic.
probably get QT Cinderella and like what she did, even though her stuff was absolute garbage, but it was okay to an
hey,
extent.
hey, we talked about that
It
before.
wasn't a
That's what
ring
got
though.
Sapphire into Beyblade again.
It did, yeah.
It did. I remember when you brought that up.
Well, one thing I from because again I've just watched Nazuma's video on it. To be fair, apart from I've seen like the like memes and clips going up on well, Facebook actually, like you Beyblade Facebook is main. I'm like an old man, so I still use Facebook. So I've just seen like, clips on there. But what I kind of
Surprised you
expect,
didn't see it 2 weeks from now.
yeah.
Now Facebook.
But what I would expect on the low end of what it turns out to be is he gets in touch with some of the bigger channels. He gets in touch with Beyblade Geeks. He gets in touch with Zanky. He gets in touch with Ilanuk and whoever's in those
Mm,
ranges. And he hopefully books like 2, 3, 4 Beyblade content creators with bigger channels, and then invites whoever of his content creating friends to be the other competitors, and like the Beyblade, like Baytubers, Bay content creators, whatever. They're like the bounties in the tournament to legitimize it in some way and be the challenge for, I don't know, speed to fucking, I don't know, race them. And then, like, we're going to see Ilanuk do a 100-meter dash against speed. I don't know. Is that, we might be at
It's
that
just
point.
turning into like the Olympics.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. So, I don't know. That's what I'd expect on, like, the lower end. If he was going to go, like, full on, like, I don't know, like, Duelist Kingdom, Maximilian Pegasus with it, and literally grab,
Why
like,
does this idea keep coming up?
well,
Just want Duelist Kingdom to be real, don't you, Blade?
bro,
Admit it.
it's not a secret. Like most people that know me know that if I somehow came into like millions, they would get an invite in the mail without any pre-warning to Duelist Kingdom.
yeah.
With a glove.
Yeah, like you would get a glove and
A
star
fingerless
chips.
He's talked about grabbing everyone and doing like a Beyblade camp type thing, which he explained it very similarly to the Pegasus as a fucking whatever
Well,
you
the
just
thing
called it.
is,
What was
like
it?
where I am, especially here in Phuket in Thailand, the number one real business out here is visas and resort type things. People staying at training camps, gyms for their CrossFit, martial arts, yoga, whatever. This is like a hub for that kind of thing. And just camps are made out of every whatever building in this place. So it's like if there's anywhere in the world that I'd be like, it's realistic, you could build like a Beyblade camp where people could come over for like a month, 2 months, whatever, play every day, and then like have field trips over to Bangkok to smash 8 G3s in a weekend or a major tournament going over there at the time. This is like the place to do
Every
it, you
week
know?
someone gets sent home.
Yeah.
Make it like Survivor.
Yeah.
Voted off Beyblade Island.
The Big Brother house.
Big Beyblade house.
Blades big, I don't know, something. Blades big something.
Okay, yeah.
What Beyblade were we talking about before? Oh, we were talking about the Cenat and the thingy. So
Yeah, I still have more. So again, to recap, I only saw the clips from Twitter, so I didn't know he was talking about. He did mention Beyblade creators after what I seen initially, but when I just kept seeing everyone replying and posting their links, I'm like, I feel like most of them were just in it for. They just wanted the numbers and the eyes on them, the views. I'm like, come on, guys, like what are you doing? But that again,
why
that
else
was
do we do
before
this?
I found out. I mean, yeah, but like none of yous aren't gonna get picked. And then I'm like, okay, maybe some of them might because again, later on I found out, yeah, he did mention creators. But another one that I would put down is JC, Make 'em Best. I feel like he brings good energy and enthusiasm
I think I
to
can
his
vibe with
videos.
him.
He's knowledgeable. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
He's knowledgeable. Some contestants can vibe with him. He's older. He'd probably be one of the
Bringing that
oldest
unk energy.
contestants. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he fucking. I maybe lose my thought.
You're saying who's worthy
Uh,
of Kai Cenat's attention to get into this tournament? So
he
is he talking
he's
about
also
like
just
having streamers,
wholesome.
people with like larger channels? Is that like something he brought up? Because
Well, no, he mentions creators. He said big or small. I'm pretty sure. He just said
okay.
creators if people on YouTube that do Beyblade or stream.
Mm.
So yeah, he wants anyone
Because I was watching
to get on
the
board.
premiere and just in the chat of Nazuma's recap of it all, and I was like joking around in there. I was like, because only a hobby and stuff was in the chat, so I was like, bro, our channels are too small, but Nazuma's hit the 10K, he's in with a chance, you know. So I was like, I think there will
Oh, yeah, he
probably
did hit the
be
10.
a certain
Yeah,
cutoff
he's on
point
11 now.
where a channel like as big as someone like a Kai Cenat or something will be like, okay, yeah, this is the acceptable line of like channel size that I can be bothered to bring on. And if they were going to bring on someone smaller, it would be like that one token one, you know, like.
Well, if he gets Senki on, he would probably in turn bring Nizuma because they share a podcast.
Let's
Maybe.
I
get
think
into
that's
that
up to
bit.
Kai Cenat, but or the organizers, but that would be cool.
Well, no, well, yeah, but if he allows him, if he has like, oh, Zenki, you bring like a +1, it's either his mother or Nizuma. If
It's
his
got to
mother
be
gets
his
on board.
mother. That's like the tag team dream, isn't it? They will smash all the opposition, 100%.
True.
100%.
Yeah, like with
Mm-hmm.
yeah, JC has like he does his channel with his son. He's very wholesome. I feel like he would be really good for it.
Yeah.
Maybe take his son along. I don't know.
I mean, I don't
Like-
watch a lot of Kai Cenat. I see the recaps, I see the reels. I'm not super old, but like I don't know what the entire vibe is like. Because normally, if I see something with Kai Cenat, there's also Speed just doing like a backflip or something somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the vibe is, if it's all that wholesome or whatever. I saw some of the recaps from some of his sleepovers with like Kevin Hart and stuff like that, but I wouldn't say I'm in the
Yeah,
know.
they do some wild shit, and sometimes say some of his guests say some wild shit, or his friends. But I'm just thinking like if they get Zenki on, oh, and his gang's like, oh, Zenki, who do you play Beyblade with when you're at home? And he's like, oh, with my mother. I feel like they just don't want him to roast him or make fun of him for it, which I don't think they would, because you gotta put respect on Zenki's name and his mother.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Sure,
You know, it is what it
100%.
is. We can't be responsible for or in control of how others may look at the Beyblading community and its inhabitants, but
I feel like he'd be surprised at like the size of some of the channels, since he's not like fully aware. Because he kept saying like, "Oh, Beyblade's made a comeback, brother, it made a comeback. It never left." Like X, it came out 2 years ago now.
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Well, to be fair, even though I'm sure he loves and he's got a genuine love for Beyblade, he's not like, researching the meta and like deep in it and like
No, at least
like,
not yet.
yeah, you know, like he might get like a little bit of time to like spend on something like that, which would be cool. But I think it's just one of those things where like there is going to be some level of benefit to the overall Beyblade community just from the numbers and interest, and especially somewhere like America that probably needs something like that to boost some Hasbro tournament potential because that doesn't seem to exist. I think
Well,
it's only
it's not enough.
positive at the moment.
And people bringing up the fact, oh, it's good to boost it for marketing and stuff. It's like, well, they wouldn't have to do this if their marketing wasn't fucking dog shit already. Do better. You don't need to keep getting the big YouTubers for this. Just do fucking better at marketing. It frustrates me, but having him on sure is huge.
Mm.
And if it leads to something massive like a big tournament like he wants, then cool.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure. Oh,
Absolutely.
I can't say that. There's something happening soon, but I can't say anything.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Whoa.
All right.
Ooh. Ooh. All right. Sure.
Cut that out.
We'll move on to a different topic then. We'll go past the streamer fame. Sapphire, what's it been like to have a rock golem? Because I would have liked to have had mine today. I paid for, but I do not. So how's that bad boy?
Good old Thai postage. Yeah, it was good. I was pleasantly surprised about its quality and its performance.
What did yours weigh in at again?
Like even in stock. The blade was 30, just over 34, 34.0 something. I don't remember off the top of my head.
That's not bad at all.
I've seen people get a little bit lower. I've seen people get like up to 34 and a half. I've not actually tested out the blade much yet,
So
except
you've
for
got high end.
No, I think I've got lower. I think lower to mid end. I haven't actually looked at many other weights recently.
Yeah.
But overall stock was pretty impressive. Like, just put it up against. I try and do it against like other stock combos. But I just like, screw it. I'll just do it against like six or seven meta bays and just see how it does. And it won about half of the battles, I think. Some of the attack types absolutely destroyed it, but then it did also pretty well against some others. And I tried out using the underneedle bit on, and I've heard that underneedle on rod beats Dragoon Elevate. That's what other people are saying. I only did I haven't done my proper testing yet, but it was pretty consistently winning for me as well. But it doesn't beat Rod on Ball. So there's kind of like a new rock paper scissors thing with I saw posted online like Rod on Ball beats Rod on Needle, Underneedle beats Goon, and Goon beats that. I don't know if it's going to become completely meta. I saw someone run it at the tournament I went to yesterday on their Wizard Rod, but they had it on 080, and they won their first match and then lost the second. So I'm just like, people are still figuring out. The blade I want to play around a bit more, but honestly, like everything else I tried underneedle on was pretty poor. I tried it on. I was really excited to try it on Shark Edge and just to be like spitting death in the middle of the stadium. That's like lower than everything else, but it just absolutely atrocious stamina, which is with Shark Edge.
Well,
it died so fast, and I was surprised because with Golem Rock it was lasting like a decent amount of time. But yeah, like Shark died straight away. And what else did I try it with? I tried it with something else, and I remember it was. Oh no, I tried it on Dragoon as well, and it was very good. It was only okay with Rod, I found, and Golem Rock itself. But I do want to try a few more things, and I'll hopefully get a testing video out of that. So we'll see. But
yeah, I think
overall,
X is a very hard format to pull off good static attackers. Like, I mean, defense types in general, because I love defense types, and I've tried to make it work a lot, but it feels like with all of them, and that's what I assume is going to be the same with Underneedle, is it's still better to get your like knockout shots in early in the match. And with the like needle bits, you're not really chasing the opponent around to hit the KO. You're having to rely on them coming to you. So you're missing out a lot of big points even against attack types. And then it's just stamina is just stronger than defense types. If you want to beat someone's like rod on ball with your rod on something else or a defense bit going, you have to like get early contact and hopefully get a KO because you're just not going to outspin them. And
It's just,
it's
I
rough.
mean, I just don't see any reason to use it over anything else. Like,
It's very
so
cool.
far, it's not bad, but
I want to play with Underneedle a lot because I like the fact that it's like was it 2 millimeters? So
yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how it interacts because I haven't messed around with that in the stadium yet. I don't expect it to come in and like take over. It's very cool that you're saying it's got a rod build that's reliable against Goon, and that's very cool. But I mean, Goon is an issue. Like Goon really is an issue. It's so dominant.
It is. It tastes delicious.
Goonie is for both Nanashi and myself yesterday at our league finals. It was just putting in so much fucking work. I didn't drop a single point on any of my Goon matches. It won every single round. So good, and not all of them were spin finishes either. It got a couple like over finishes, and it got a burst.
It gets a few.
Goon won by burst. Against something on taper as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, like Goon is an actual beast. So anything that is a reliable win against it is relevant. So I would say that if that is true, then Underneedle is immediately relevant at least, which is cool for a defense bit. But yeah, I need to get tested on it. How I want it. Did you do rod on Underneedle against many attack types?
Go on, Juice. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna ask, what ratchet was your shark on when you were using Underneedle?
I don't remember the top of my head.
He was about to say
Thought
260.
I did it. I tried a 260. Yeah. No, I put it on 760 at first. I thought like because 760 is not completely symmetrical. I thought I'd try it with something a bit better balanced, and I tried it with 560 as well, and that was a little better. I thought 760 would help with the weight to kind of keep it in the middle, but no, that was the stamina was just atrocious with it. 560 was a bit better, but still, it was just dying way too fast. I think maybe if I could like get a really strong launch on it, and maybe
because
like I said, this was just like me playing for like 5 minutes before I had to go out to the tournament. Yeah, I wonder what it's like with Shark.
Right.
So it's not. I'll do proper testing maybe tonight.
Yeah, because it makes me wonder like what this person. Because I was reading a tweet. Someone used 960 UN on Shark and they won tag team tournament. So I was just wondering how
heavy
they
carried
launched it
by their
into-
partner.
You know
I'm
what?
curious, what was
Maybe it
the
is. Hang on. Okay, maybe let me read.
Their opponent's combo is like
Um,
Goon or Rod or like Pegasus.
My tag partner, Gilmuta, is Kerbadra 970E. I'm gonna
Drake or
assume it's
Dragoon?
Kerbadra. It's good. I'm gonna assume Dragoon. So maybe
Oh, okay.
okay, maybe they got hard carry. Maybe not. I had to translate the thing,
Yeah.
but yeah, they used 960 under needle, and I was like, oh well.
Yeah, the
That's
rest of
cool.
his post says, I didn't win any of my rounds, but my partner did great.
No, it says that this bay. They say this is a really strong. It's a dangerous bay. Don't touch it. I don't know, like what Google Translate was doing, but
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. That's exactly what they wrote for sure.
It- I want this combo to work. I was talking about it before. I'd love Shark Edge with Underneedle to be like a real threat. I mean, Shark Edge in general is just kind of a scary thing to go up against because you never know it's just going to pop off,
exactly.
get a burst from something.
If you don't
but
get hit by it for like 2 to 3 seconds, I relax a lot more.
Yeah.
But if there's a lot of contacts going on, because you know the little ones that build up and then you get that big swing, they're the ones that get me nervous after the first few seconds against Shark Edge, because we've got a couple Shark Edge savants in the local scene. I mean, yeah, they've gone between like static attack builds on like Needle and stuff and Dot to like their more aggressive builds and shit. And if it's like a static attacker build,
they'd probably work UN well then, right?
they will definitely try it for sure. I know I'm going to come up against that combo, at least at locals, once they can get their hands on Golem, for sure. But if you're, I don't know, running anything, if you can like reverse X or like rail ride in some way reliably, the static attack versions of Shark become a lot easier to deal with. If you're coming up against it with your own attack type, it's a case of sometimes like being more evasive, because you probably will still have more stamina than Shark on a defensive bit, even if you're like a attack blade on like, I mean, anything on like rush, taper, or level or points gonna outspin Shark on like needle, I imagine. So you can do the same there, be more evasive, but it is more risky there. You're just hoping on the big impacts you're on the right side of the stadium, and possibly that they get burst because they have to give up that integrity of high burst resistance if they want to play a static Shark combo, you know?
Fair enough.
That's what would be going through my head anyway in those matchups.
From seeing all these clips, I'm going to assume you're going to have a better time and performance against the stamina and defense types. Because did you say you were only up against attack types, and that's what it was losing to? Did you say it was getting tossed around? Or
What you mean, like Stock Golem Rock? You mean, or the talking about the Shark combo? Sorry.
oh, you were talking about gold. Oh my, yep, yeah, I mixed them up.
I don't know. Yeah,
Well,
no worries. Like I said, I
you
haven't done,
did-
I haven't done like proper testing. So
Oh no, yeah, you did talk. You were on Shark, right? So what was?
yeah, I only went up against 960 Rod Ball, and then dying, and it was just dying within 10 seconds.
Damn.
But
so
like I said, I just did a few launches with it. I didn't do like a comprehensive thing, so I haven't tried it against like other attack types yet, or I don't think I tried it against Dragoon.
Bro, I was having such bad luck with Rod Ball yesterday. I think my ball that I was using recently must have worn down the burst resistance even more. And during practice rounds with Nanashi beforehand, it was just fucking bursting constantly. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, because Rod literally never bursts on me, pause, but it just never does. And it was just like bursting
Whoa.
every other round when we were practicing. So I was like, fuck. And then the first round of the tournament, it burst. When I had it, I was like, shit. So after that, I had another 960 ball with me, so I switched it to that, and it was fine afterwards. But I was like, damn, it gave up like 2 points instantly. So I was like, oh man, I need a new rod, because I fucking always lose the Rod Ball mirror match. I've managed to beat Rod Ball with like Rod on dot and stuff like that, but whenever it's both Rod Ball or like a stamina matchup like that, I'm just no good. I always make the wrong call. But I also think it's because every single one of my Wizard Rod blades so far have been on the lighter side. They've all been like 34 something. I've never had like a heavier end like a Wizard Rod, and like I've got like 5 or 6 of them.
What about your brand new one, Blade, that you just received?
Well, yeah, that arrived today.
How does that?
I haven't weighed it.
Too
I haven't
sexy.
opened it up. I have got it next to me.
Oh, it could be the one.
It could be. I will
He
probably
is the Messiah.
open it at some point later today, but I can check it with the packaging still on. The little. Well, it's definitely not going to be that heavy because it's 38 grams with the paper and the packaging on it. But a man can dream.
Do we go into the tournaments that we've had on this past weekend?
Yes.
More into yours, Blade.
Well, I want to hear about Sapphire's experience with tournaments this weekend quickly, actually, because
I mentioned it to you guys before, but like the most Japanese tournaments are brutal. So I went to a tournament that was he's still laughing. It's a 46 person.
contain yourself,
I went
Juice.
to a 46 person tournament that was happening, a G3. And the format for this tournament is absolutely insane. So Japan only does single elimination, which is, kind of tough. And usually it's single bay for the first 4 points. So until you get to semifinals. From semifinals, you can use a 3-bay deck.
Yeah.
And obviously for the finals too. This one was even more brutal. So for the first 2 or 3 rounds, depending on where you were placed in the tournament board, it was single bay, single elimination, single battle, so single point. So whoever won the points got through to the next round, and the other person was out. But I didn't even get to play because there were this 46-person tournament, 250 people turned up, and I did not get in on the lottery. So I wasted
Your
an
tour-
hour and a half of my time getting there. Just to
Your tournament experience was lining up.
my tournament experience was literally lining up in a stairwell, hoping that they called my number, and they didn't. I got lucky once. I got in a 16-person tournament that 160 people went to. So this was a
That's
bit better odds, like 1 in
heartbreaking.
5. It's just tournaments in
Yeah.
Tokyo. It's
Yeah, bro.
a harsh reality
It's
of it.
crazy because there are quite a lot firing off, but they all seem to have such small capacity in comparison to all of the Southeast Asian tournaments. Like even in like the smaller stores and stuff like that, they'll be like, "Yeah, motherfuckers, anyone can join." They don't say no to money.
And they
Like,
want
well,
it
like-
done. They want it done as quickly as possible too.
This is the reason. So the reason it was this bay single elimination, single point matches that they were doing
Yeah.
was because they had one stadium, 46 people. So it's like everyone literally lines up, and then when it's your turn to be destroyed, you just like enter.
Bro, I love
And,
Japan.
like, no one ridiculous.
Such a vibe.
But it's not to say that all tournaments are like that. Some of them do have like sign-ups, but like you have to go to the store in person, and it depends on the store. Some of them sign-up start like a month before, some like a few days before. It's such a mixed bag.
Yeah. No, man, that's hilarious. So you competed as well on the weekend, Juice?
I had
I say as well.
Yeah.
Sapphire competed.
yeah.
Yeah.
I went to
competed
2
against
tournaments
myself.
and I got to actually participate in them. Yeah, it was actually pretty.
How'd you
So
do?
one
Oh,
of
good for
them,
you.
one of them was longer than the other. Saturday was the Legends event
Ooh.
for Animated Abbotsford. This Legends event is the combination of every past winner from that month.
Mm.
It gets invited to this event.
Okay.
There
Ah.
was about 15 of us. So usually to get into Legends, you only have to get into the top 3. But top 3 gets an invite. You don't just have to get first. Because back in I think it was on the 4th of January, I got second.
Mm.
So I got an invite to it. And it's the last one, unfortunately,
Oh
for
yeah.
this place. They're just not doing tournaments anymore for I can't remember the exact reason, but I could probably find out later, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was like 16 people showed up, but me and my mate got there an hour early.
Mm.
So we spent a bit of that time practicing against there was another lad there.
Yeah.
I was practicing my Impact
Self-KOs.
Drake finally. No, no, a lot of that. I had to. I'm borderline pointing at the over finish pocket now because launching over it just so I can get in there.
How
I was
did
practicing with Impact.
how did Drake do for you?
Listen, I need to apologize for my words last time. This boy, this bay, is absolute dog water. I went in with so much confidence.
He's seen the light.
That shit got
Strutted up
shattered
to the
so
shop.
quick. It was just in practice. I was just practicing against. It was the kid there, Magma or Tyler. Shout out to him. He was using Whale Wave 960 point, I think, and like just
Mhm.
that was just shattering impact. And I was like, all right, I'll face another kid when he showed up.
Mm.
And then, because I spent all my practice was just against like Wolf, Rod, a bit of Pegasus and Phoenix, and it was doing good.
Mm.
But then I go into like a real match against something else other than a stationary rod, and I'm getting tossed around, and nothing's
Mm.
going right. And I had it on 160 level too.
Bro, you saw how badly Error Pegasus was manhandling Drake in my testing. It was gross. I was like, I don't want to go through that in a real life tournament. Like,
Yeah, I had confidence
Completely
though. I thought,
fair.
okay, like this would go well. I think I've got it down pat. I've been getting consistent finishes, and I just got shat on.
Drake testing video I posted, or if it was a comment on the last episode of the podcast Jacob Pomegranate, the dude who did the Drake video, Drake combo for Illinook, he commented saying about he had like a unbeaten record, and I think it was 2, it might have been 3, but I think it was 2 tournaments straight with Drake, which I was like, that's crazy good because the number of matches it worked out to be was around 18, 19, 20, something like that. So I was like, that's crazy good in a row. But I did say like, but according to my stats, you've maybe got like 4 wins left, and then you're just gonna go on like a 76 match skid. So like,
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
like,
most of them were streamed as well. He's got a
no, I want to
good
see.
winning
I
streak at the
haven't. I
moment.
haven't seen. If I'm honest, I haven't seen much of his content, but I would like to see what his tournament stuff with Drake is looking like, because I just haven't
Actually,
seen good videos of Drake yet. You know, like
He's where I got the first combo
funnily
from, the 560 taper, was it? Gun
funnily
Sapphire.
enough, he messaged me today, telling me that he had his first loss after like it was like a 3 or 4 win streak in tournaments.
mm,
But he unfortunately he strained
Impact?
his arm. I'm pretty sure he was using impact those other times. Yeah.
strained his
But
arm,
actually, he said
absolutely having to rip the
Elbows.
life out of
No,
Drake.
no,
He's
no,
following
no.
the advice from the commenters on my fucking video. Have you tried launching harder? Fucking eat a dick.
No, but
Everyone who's commented that
no,
on
no,
any
no,
of my
no, no.
videos. You carry on, Safa. You carry on.
No, he said so. He runs like he's running Drake, Pegasus, and Dragoon, and he was saying like Drake is still GOAT. Pegasus and Dragoon were losing the most because of the it's a lot of tech with them, and it was hard to launch, which is fair, if you strain your arm. But yeah, he's still winning with the Drake. So
he's
Impact Drake, that is.
he's
Yeah.
made a deal with Impact Drake. He's given up all skill and ability with every other Beyblade just to get the wins with Drake.
Impact is still amazing. Like, I still like it. I was getting some victories, but it just wasn't enough. There was too many L's
Yeah.
on that day. So yeah, I put that aside.
Well, so you did 2 tournaments. So that was the first. Was it at the first one that you decided like you just given up on Drake then?
No, I'll try some different stuff or keep going with. Maybe it's just where I was launching and how the position I was launching on the day. Because I feel like I can do better. Obviously, I just need to practice more. But for the first round, I went up against the mate Joshua, and I was like, "What are you using?" He's like, "I'm not telling you." I'm like, "Oh fucker." So I had like a few in front of me I had to grab, because like obviously you can't just have a bunch there and like pick quick, because it's only one. It's one bay as well. We can't just pick one to counter him, because that's just unfair. So I was like, I'll just grab Tyranno. Tyranno's always good. It's my go-to.
Yeah.
I grabbed that, and it was Tyranno 970 Rush, of course.
Yeah.
He had Goon.
Bigger Bleeders.
Goonie. This is like one of his first times using Goonie, because he didn't have it yet. And I fucking throttled him, brother. He got destroyed. It was a close game, but
Yeah.
I ended up winning the first match.
Nice.
And then to the second match, I wasn't sure who to use, so I just again stuck with Tyranno. Can't go wrong. Then I went up against one of the previous Legends winners, Isaac. He's just a young lad, funny lad. He had Goon on level, so it was a little different. I don't remember the ratchet, but it was another close match. But he ended up winning, so that my Legends adventures ended there.
Yeah.
He absolutely.
Unlucky.
He got like a lucky extreme finish on me. I was like, "You're fucking joking."
I need to see the footage. I bet he teed you up perfectly. He fell right into his trap.
I do have footage of that one actually. Oh yeah, I was editing the video before we got on.
Yeah.
But
bro, I watched.
Yeah, he was just talking.
Some of my matches.
He said some wild.
What was that? He said some wild shit.
Well, like later on in the day, because like we stuck around and waited for it to end, and I was just practicing with another mate, and he comes up to me and goes, "Oh, don't worry, Juice. At my tournament, I'll put you in the kids bracket." I was like, "What the fuck? What is this slander? Like, you're acting like you mopped the floor with me. It was a close match. It was like
you're a
5-7.
third-rate blader with a fourth-rate deck."
It was just so unnecessary. I was like, "Brother, we're all friends here. What is this?"
Nah, I love it. I love it. That's what Beyblade needs to grow. Is more people turning heel and talking smack, cutting promos.
Funny little prick, isn't he? I was like, "You little bastard."
Bro, I'd be more scared to be in the kids category. Those kids like live and die for that shit. They're brutal.
Well, yeah, that is true. Yeah,
There is no mercy
some.
in the kids' base stadium. They are launching for fingers all day, and there is no remorse.
That is true. Some of the
God.
kids here are heavy hitters. They have no restraint. They just
No.
go for it.
Bro, full enemy launches. Don't care who gets
Thing
chopped down in
start.
front of me. It's crazy.
He's like, in
My
our
word.
battle, mid battle, he's like, "I'll show you the power of the IRS," and everyone's like, "What?" And he's like,
What?
"Well, I'm stealing his spin. I'm taxing his spin." What? Because he's Dragoon. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
He's thought
He's
too much
a
about this.
he's
He's
a different.
rehearsing his-
He's a good lad.
He's a
He's a good
showman.
lad.
I had a good fun tournament this weekend. It was the culmination actually of the entire 2024 league. So what we've been doing over the last year is, aside from like the G3s and like other tournaments, we've been having like our minor league tournaments. So you just turn up and play, same rules as a normal G3 and stuff like that. But the like kind of like where you position adds up your points over like the league for the whole year. And
Okay.
this was the league finals where only the top 8 were invited. So Nanashi and I both made the cut. I think we were like seeded like 4th and 5th. I wasn't able to make a lot of the I'll be honest, I wasn't able to make a lot of these league tournaments, but luckily the ones I did go to I did well at, so I was still able to make the top 8. But everyone in there, like they're like multiple times like G3 winners. We've got like G2 winner, myself second place and top 8 in a couple G2s, and like third place in like G2. Good, all solid, like good bladers, you know, like everyone there's gotten a lot of like tournament wins and like decent sized tournament wins under their belt. So I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know what the format was going to be until we got there. I thought it was either going to be just ran similar to usual single or double elimination, like kind of quick. But they split it into 2 groups of round robin. So 3 matches in each group, and the top 2 from each group was moving forward, which I didn't know when he explained it at the start, because again, there is a slight language barrier over here for me because I'm not very good at Thai. And when they explained it first in Thai, I kind of had an idea that it was being split into 2 groups. But when he re-explained it to Nanashi and myself in English, I thought it was just the top 1 from like each group that goes into the finals, because he said it's like you've got 3 matches, and at the end of that, whoever's had the most wins will be in the finals. That's basically verbatim what he said to me. So I figured, okay, if you win your group, you're in the finals. So I started off under that impression. Nanashi was up first. He won his first match in his group, and then I won my first match in my group. He won his second. I won my second. He won his third. So I was like, oh, cool. He's going in finals if I win this one. I think I messaged you at the time, actually. I was like, oh, if I win my next match, it'll be Nanashi and me in the finals.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah.
So I won my match, and then I was like, oh, cool. I was like, it'll be us now, and that's kind of cool. And then he was like, oh, no, it's the top 2 face. So because he was top seeded in his group, he faced the second in mine, and because I was top in mine, I faced the second in his. So
Okay.
Nanashi's match was up first, and he had been very dominant in all of his matches that day. I know it had only been 3 beforehand, but they were very dominant wins. He was running Goon 960E, Phoenix Wing 160 Rush, and Aero Pegasus 360 level.
As it should.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh man,
Yeah.
he
Nice.
like, I knew I was like doing myself a disservice giving him the AP to use for the tournament because he fucking crushes me with it. But I'm like, He is so much better with that blade than I am. And plus, no one else is using it there, so I want it to be in the meta of the tournament. I want rounds against someone who's good at AP, you know? Because again, this, even though it's like end of league finals, it's still locals. I want to practice here, so when I make the effort to go to Bangkok and get some real good prizes and stuff like that, I'm fucking good to go. So, yeah, getting the rounds against him with AP is like useful. But yeah, man, he was crushing all of his rounds. He had one miss launch where I think he dropped the points on that. But other than that, he was like real slick with it. And then this match, it just fell apart. It just seemed like nothing worked in his favor. It was just bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. It just fell apart. And I don't want to be like biased for the Nashi, but it didn't seem like anything that his opponent was like doing to like counter what Nanashi was. I think Nanashi just I don't know. The focus drifted at that point, and it
So like
just
the
like
nerves, or
I don't maybe the nerves because like he was probably hyped because if he won this one, I mean the prize was cool. It was Clear Drake is the prize for like getting first, but like it's a good
not Clear
tournament.
Dragoon.
Yeah, yeah. And even at the tournament, he was still saying Clear Dragoon, the organizer. He was still saying Clear Dragoon. But yeah,
That would be sick. I'd love a Clear Dragoon.
that'd be dope. Like we won't get that. We'll get Clear Pegasus next, won't we? But
Yeah, probably when Pegasus is into. Well,
yeah,
that's good.
yeah, which will be like never probably. But yeah, so Nanashi was crushing it until that match, and it just fell apart for him. So at this point, it's single elimination. So he was out, and then I had my match,
Devastating.
and I was against Kunchu, who's really good at who runs an interesting deck. So he had Nightmail, was it Nightmail, Goon, and was it Wing? I think he runs Nightmail, Goon, and Wing. I'm trying to remember.
Solid team.
You know what the Nightmare was on? Was it on Rush?
I think that Nightmail was on Taper, if I remember correctly.
Let's go.
I think it was on 160 Taper. And I was
Really,
actually...
the Nightmail on 160. Wow.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of people run it on 160. It hasn't been
Yeah,
my
I've heard
preference
160
for
is
it.
getting popular.
But like I thought the most popular combo for Nightmare was like 160 Rush. That's the one I see people playing the most. I like it on Rush. If I'm putting it on Rush, though, I feel like putting 960 on it just for the extra weight. Sorry, not 960, 760. Plus the Nightmare with the new Drasil 760 and the Green Rush is it's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so he was running a solid deck, and I opened up with my Goon E. I can't remember what against, but we ended up. Oh, that was it. Sorry, his on our third bay. I had won first two matches by spin finish, I think. So it was 2-0 to me, and then on our third bay, it was his Nightmare against my Phoenix Wing. And he got a hit on me, and it put me right by the edge of the Extreme Stadium, and then he caught onto the B side of the rail and like reverse X'd back around that way and clipped me, and it hit me straight outside the Extreme, so he took the lead 3-2. And then on rotation, I was gutted because it was his Nightmail against my Goon, and I was like, damn, Nightmail is a tougher match for Goon. Like it just doesn't spin steel as well, and it hits hard and can get like the impact burst. I was a bit worried, but
as a large boy,
I got the spin finish, so it got to 3-3, and then
love it.
Spoilers for the next video I'll edit for my channel. It was.
Will that video be up first before this?
I don't know, maybe. We'll see. I had Rod 960 ball with the new 960 and ball on it that I hadn't been using because I was worried about the bursting, and he had Silver Wolf 970 free ball. So I was thinking here, I was a little bit nervous because I was like, early contact is going to be in his favor because Wolf hits some big like counter hits and KOs from there, and they're going to meet in the middle. So I had been trying to get footage of me launching my deck specific ways because like I want to use these launches for a launching video I'm making. So what I've been doing with my wizard rod on ball is actually using a kind of drop launch variation, like Mad Maxi style from the B side to get longer stall time up at the top. And it's been working fantastically for me. But I was like, okay, this is a stamina match. Normally in this kind of situation, I want to just put it in the center and conserve as much stamina as possible. But I just had that moment's hesitation of like, but the counter hits from Silverwolf early on are pretty strong. If I get a bit more stall time, maybe it'll work in my favor. So I hit like a little short stall. And yeah, we just sat in the middle and they ended up getting the fucking spin finish. It was mad. Wolf was destabilized like quite early on, and when that happens with Wolf, it's normally going, but it just I don't know, maybe it just propped itself up on Rod. The 970 height might have helped it just stabilize on top of Rod a bit longer, and spin finish 4-3, so I was out. And then I know, heartbroken, but
No.
what I didn't realize they were doing is Nanashi and me then had to play for third place.
Ooh.
Let's go.
And I did what I usually do, and I read his deck perfectly, what his lineup was going to be, and lined up my deck perfectly for the counter picks. And then
Let's go.
he did what he usually does whenever I do that, and says, "Fuck it, I'm a win anyway." And it didn't fucking matter at all because he knows my deck order. It typically goes Goon, Rod, then Wing. So I knew he was going to pick Pegasus first. So I put Rod first instead because that's the toughest matchup, I think, for Pegasus. And bro gets the fucking extreme finish. And I got the spin finish. No, I either got the spin finish or... No, that's what fucking happened. I nearly got the over finish. He spent so long with his Phoenix Wing in the fucking pocket, and then it just jumps out. And it's still spinning for ages afterwards. I was like, is he about to fucking win this round? Are you fucking kidding me? But no, like, so I got the spin finish there. You'll see it the video, man. It's ridiculous how long his Phoenix is in the pocket for before it jumps out. But so he got the spin finish there. Oh no, sorry, I got the spin finish. So it was 3-1. And then the final matchup is his Goon E against my fucking Phoenix Wing. So I'm like, damn, this is a tough one. I need to get like a good square on contact off the X rail early if I want to get this guy out of here, because otherwise it's either go for broke or get spin finished at this point. And I mean, there was the choice to maybe go for more like of a parry and try and hit like the burst or something, which wouldn't have been a bad idea. But I just been nailing all of my false drops all day with the combo, and they'd been working for me, so I went for it. And I think it might have just been 2, but I think 3 fucking beautiful X dashes in a row just pretty much play ping pong with themselves with Nanashi's like Goon E off the lip of the X pocket. It just bounces back and forth like a little rally, and then yeah, just gets a spin finish and we're like done. So Nanashi fucking crushed me with Aero Pegasus and fucking a Goon, which all his Basil ones I've get, but those 2 are like combos I've given him recently. I'm super regretting it.
Yeah, good on him.
But yeah, so he gets
Does he get control of your channel now then? Is he the new
I can't wait to see
title
that.
of Blade?
Yeah, it's actually been Nanashi recording this whole time. I've never been allowed to talk on camera before, and this is what I sound like. But no, he does get a cool prize. He gets to pick any booster that they've released, and they'll get it in for him. So that's why
the random ones, or
Like
any random booster or
a
any
B4 one?
It could be, yeah. As long as it's a booster, though, it can't be a starter. It has to be a booster.
Right.
Ooh, what would you choose? What would you guys choose if you could choose any one-off?
Well, I
Just
said
to
to
get one
him Leon Crest because he doesn't own a 760, just to have one. But you could also.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've given him Dot
Get your seal.
already. Yeah, I was going to say Drasil, but I've already given
right.
him a couple copies of Dot and stuff because he liked it. Because he doesn't own a Gear Needle, I don't think. Although, did he get
Oh, that's alright. He doesn't need to use it.
No, he might have gotten a Sphinx cowl off of me as well already, so he might have Gear Needle. But yeah, I just thought of 760. But what would you go for, Juice, if it was just like in a vacuum, picking the best like booster?
If E4 was included and they could get them, I would get a blue shark for my friend Sapphire Blaze.
Oh,
to beat
yeah,
him
I'd
with
get a blue shark.
what? Any booster? I'm trying to think what would be the most competitive booster to buy out of the box because it's like there's Wizard Rod, but like it's on disc pool, so it's like, is it competitive?
Is it a booster out
No,
the box?
Wizard.
You get the
Wizard
random
Rod's a good
booster and
shout.
hope you get like Shark Edge 360 yellow, like low flat.
Oh man, if we were playing for
Or
combos to get
Green
out
Wizard
of a
Rod,
random
160
booster,
rush.
Oh yeah, green
that
Wizard
would be
Rod as well. Like
strong.
there's a few like that's all like chances. Or maybe you get Ghost Circle.
Just a
Yeah.
stock Go Circle. You wouldn't want to get any of the combo if you were forced to do a tournament where all you could pick was one random booster. You probably wouldn't pick the Ghost Circle random boosters because all of the combos in there are probably like the weakest ones out of like any random booster.
Yeah, I mean I'd probably choose like 1, 4, and 3, right?
Knowing mine and Blade's luck, if we went for the Black Shell booster, we would just keep getting the Viper Tail every fucking time.
I don't have Viper Tail yet.
What?
I have a spare one. You want it?
Original Viper Tail, or do you just mean the blade?
I don't have any Viper Tails.
Oh wow, I got so many Viper Tail blades, man. Honestly,
You got plenty.
I'll trade you for my Wyvern Gales.
bro.
Like 3 of them now.
I got plenty of them too as well.
Bro, I bought so many Wyvern Gale boosters because I just wasn't pulling the yellow one. It's the only one I didn't have. Like, and I had to wait until like, oh no, when I did pull it, I pulled one that had 2 copies of taper in it. It had like a double yellow taper in the packet. So when I did finally get it, it was like a mutated one. But
Oh,
It knew you've been waiting for a while, so
Yeah.
it gave you 2 tapers.
it made it worthwhile for sure.
I remember Noel had that happen way back with the Shark random booster. They got 2 low flats in theirs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I remember when there was
Really?
still.
I'll have to
I
go
don't
watch
know.
it.
I don't know if it was the Shark, but in that random booster, whatever they got it had two bits.
To be
So they got
fair,
kind of lucky.
in a random booster tournament, random booster one's a pretty strong choice because if you don't get stock shark,
So
you
Shark.
get Scythe. It's on 480, but it's on low flat.
true.
Low flat
And
and
Night Shield as well.
You get the
Also on low
Dran
flat.
Sword 380 ball, which is a
Mhm.
legit combo in my opinion. I used to run it in the early days of X. Yeah, I think RB1 isn't a bad shout.
Wait, did you answer what booster you'd say?
Oh, I mean, like, if we could do B4, then yeah, definitely that Shark Edge, the B4 exclusive one. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe Leon Claw. It's got like 560 and it's got point, so that's not bad.
Leon Claw's a starter.
Let's go
Is
launcher.
it? Oh, it is. It always goes with the white launcher, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll probably just try my luck on a.
Worst
Yeah, I heard it
launcher ever.
wasn't-
It looks great, but for
Really?
some reason I find the plastic and the gears in it just are like like
Quality
they
issue?
yeah, they feel almost like they're less dense and it seems to cause some kind of like snagging issues. It doesn't seem to be as good a little transfer of power over to it. And it was like the first gold winders and I think the teeth on them wind down a bit quicker. It was cool because they were like thicker, it seemed. So we were using the gold ripcord in the other launchers, but I felt like the teeth wound down sooner. The ones since then, like the was it like the stadium set with like Rod and Buster and the ones.
That's the one I have. The white
Yeah,
launcher.
they seem a lot better. I don't have that set, but I have used the launch. They seem better. But yeah, I found that about the white string launchers as well, that they had more malfunctions when they first dropped than other string launchers I had.
Oh,
Um,
not the championship set one, right?
Not-
You
not-
mean like the original,
No,
like
the standalone
individual
one.
ones.
the first ones,
Mine hasn't had any issues except for recently. I think it's time to go.
I mean, I think
The
since
championship one though was really nice.
I think since UX came out, the ripcord launchers have gotten better. They've like the ripcords and the launchers. I think they've made some kind of minimal change in the recipe, and I really like them. The ones that came with like Buster and Hammer and like Silver Wolf and stuff, I think are very good. Like my Silver Wolf one, the ripcord and the launcher, I think is my favorite ripcord setup at the moment.
You're actually using it very often though, unless you're telling you to do random launcher setups.
No, like I advocate well, and I use like string mainly at tournaments because I like the tech for my string launches more so. But I probably I definitely practice with string more, but I play with
Yeah.
ripcord a lot.
I remember one of the streams. You're using one of the combos I put in. You're using a ripcord, and you're like, your combo sucks. But it's because you're not launching right on a fucking ripcord.
Nah, bro.
It's
Nah,
just straight to your combo sucks. Juice.
nah. I launch sweet on ripcord, bro. You should see my ripcord tech. I got some good moves. Got some good moves,
Just wait till he gets that Dragon Winder next March.
Now he does.
bro. I don't know if
Oh
that's
my god, I can't wait.
don't know if that's going to be too much for ripcord. It'll be interesting to see. Like, there'll be some fucking sick launches off of it. But I just think of like the self KO potential in X, just yeeting yourself off the X rail. Like,
Before we get too far from the original subject, another booster. Would you say Wise Tiger would be a good one to grab?
for what? The
'Cause
360?
Unite's pretty fun. No,
360.
360. Well, it's a good. It's one of the better stock releases, right?
In comparison to
You say?
what? A potato? Or
Man, what's with this slander?
Ooh.
bro, my Unite hate is well known. I can't get on with that bit, man. It just jumps out of the stadium from anywhere randomly on me. I just
Actually, you know what I'd say? If you're going random, Whale Wave's not a bad shout.
Oh yeah, true.
And they're
Which-
or like, to be honest,
which whale would you want to get out of the
I assume
random
the
booster
prize.
though? Would you want
the one with Gearball. Yeah.
well, that's what I'm saying, because competitively, is whale on E stronger than whale on high needle?
I don't know.
It probably is, but
Does whale get used on high needle?
nah, not really. Nothing really does at the moment, does it? Like
I think
it
it's
en masse. but-
Unless your Mim uses rod on needles and stuff.
well,
good for him. Good for him.
I'm pretty sure all his videos are about how terribly he did at a tournament or something, aren't they? Like,
Yeah, how bad he got clapped. Yeah. Is the Barcelona Buster a starter or is that a booster?
It's a starter. Yeah, it comes with like the reverse launch that the stadium set comes in.
oh,
Nice.
so
It's a really nice
Right.
launcher
so
though.
is Hammer a booster
Okay.
though?
Nah, stadium set.
Oh, is Hammer
no.
only in the stadium?
The Barcelona Hammer's only in the stadium set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to buy a green screen to get it.
I wouldn't
I've
mind
still
that
not done
white
that
X rail.
yet. But it's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
I've seen some of the Japanese fans kept posting the green stadium and all they said was just ugly. 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 What is wrong with the stadium? It's just green. Come on.
I will say that it messes up my color correction on when I'm editing videos, so I
Yeah.
probably won't be using it too much more.
Man, I really want a new stadium. You know, the stadium I still really want is the UX one with the orange rails. Like, I just want that set because I wanted the Buster and I wanted the rod from it anyway. But I just never picked it up.
Dude, you
It's
need
a
to
good
get it
one,
before
yeah.
they stop fucking releasing them.
I haven't seen one in the shops in ages here.
I
I
still
saw a woman
see
on the
them on the
train with
shelves
it
here.
once.
Oh, fair enough.
But you can use, but I think Juice, you want the same as me. We're still looking for that the clear one, right?
Oh,
Yes,
BX
I have,
07.
07.
Yeah,
I
the
do have
07.
one on the way.
You got one on the way now.
One
yeah,
of
I'd
our
like to get one of those.
yeah, one of our fellas helped me out over here with it. I think it might be a Korean one, so I think that's
Yeah.
where I'm getting mine from.
Yeah, I can get you the
Fair enough.
stadium, but I can't get you the like it as a set from a local shop here. I haven't been to the mall and checked what they've got in there for a long time, so they might have them there. But I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to find them in Bangkok or not. Possibly. Like, but definitely
Yeah, I
like
need
the
it for the Dran
UX
sword
stadium
too.
set. But
Yeah,
I'm holding
the
off
Dran sword.
because isn't there going to be a CX stadium set or something?
Yeah, there's gonna be a CX. Apparently there's
Yes.
gonna be a CX stadium set, so I'm not gonna get any more stadiums.
No, I can't
Until
justify
then,
getting
yeah.
another stadium right now if I've got that one to get coming up, you know. It'd just be nice to have fresher
The
X-rails.
UX04, one of the best stadium sets you can get there.
Yeah, no, it looks...
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, I'm so glad I got
Buster,
that.
rod,
Yeah.
orange gear. Like the
Yeah.
double extreme stadium's cool and all, but like, for like 10 minutes, I don't really see anyone using it
Yeah.
at all.
I think
Nah, it's everywhere in shops now.
that
as well. No one wants
was
it.
Yeah,
one of
it's
the recommendations
sold.
Ilinuk made, wasn't it? In his overall, like, if you're gonna buy to get in, was the UX Stadium set with Rod and
Mhm.
Buster, which is a
Oh no,
good recommendation.
definitely the best purchase.
Yeah, you get that and just like a few more things, and you can actually make a usable deck and play with it in a fucking stadium.
Absolutely.
All right, chaps. Is there anything
Buster.
else burning on your Beyblading minds?
I've got a parcel to open that just arrived from the UK.
Ooh, is that a
Ooh.
Long and cylindrical and Beyblade related.
long and cylindrical and Beyblade related? Is it
Unless your
a
minds wander as
tube
to what it could
of
possibly
Bit
be.
Beasts?
I wish.
You remember the plastic Bit Beast figures
Launcher that had the Bit
that you
Beast,
could
like,
put
oh, the Bit Beast
on the
figures.
Beyblades?
Oh,
They
yeah.
came in like a tube, didn't they? Like the Hasbro ones, they came in like a plastic tube. So
I don't even know what the point of those was. I remember having some and then being
just
like,
you
what,
could
what do I
just
do
sit them
with
on
this?
top of
It
your
was just trying to be
Beyblade.
Bakugan.
It's funny.
That's a nice Bit Beast.
I'd be trying to spin my Drasil with Drasil on it, even though you just couldn't. Just for any moment of
Yeah, I
time.
did the same. I was like, what's the point of this?
Are we gonna
Good times.
have a live opening of your parcel, or is this for a video?
I think I might just make it into a short. It's not that spectacular enough to get into a full
Oh,
video, I
really?
think, but we'll see. Yeah.
Poster. I'm
All right,
going with
guys.
poster.
Poster. Yeah, could be.
Bro, actually, one thing I'm sad about is, again, because I know we talked about it a little bit, but we kind of focused on the Drowned Busters, but your trip to Beyblade Park, the posters in the gift shop, they were overpriced, but they looked dope. They looked really nice.
They were so nice. Ilinuk said, "Is like, I really want one of the posters," and I showed him the price, and he was like, "Nah."
I know, right?
But they're really, really good. And but they're not that big either. If they were like
Mm,
2 or 3 times the size, I'd be like, okay, that kind of
yeah.
justifies the price if it's like good quality. But they were like
Right.
barely A3.
Yeah.
I was just like, nah,
Yeah.
not for 5,000. It was like 5,000.
It's a
whatever you
shame
wanna say in
because
your
X is a
original
cool
equivalent.
aesthetic, and I think they've nailed it on a lot of the peripheral stuff. You know, like the demo stuff, like the displays and all that kind of shit. Because like
Yeah.
when you went to a Beyblade park and you were going through like the you know, like the history of and all the rows of every Beyblade, does it feel like a bit surreal and stuff?
A little bit, yeah. Like it's kind of a bit intimidating. I'm like, there's just so much.
Yeah.
I feel like because it's kind of like one long route that you have to follow, and it's like in time slots. I feel like you're kind of forced to like move on, but like you really want to kind of take your time and like read everything. Obviously, it's hard because everything's in Japanese, but there is an audio guide as well, which is nice to have.
Yeah, it's like
But
this
yeah,
is
super interesting.
your one chance to learn everything about Beyblade in one place.
I feel like they do something again though, because
Yeah.
it was super popular,
Oh yeah, no.
but like it was for the 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
So I
Very
can see
cool.
why they did it.
Very cool. Very jealous, as I'm sure people listening at this point will be. But I think
Yeah, I wanted one of the shirts, but I would not fit into them. Japanese people are super small.
bro, you got sumos. Was it Hoshiro? I'm gonna mess up the name now, but they just finished the Prime Minister's Cup, a basho in Japan, and it was like quite a unique occasion that the Prime Minister was actually there to hand it out for once. He's not usually there to hand it out, so yeah, Prime Minister's Cup normally handed out by a lower down delegate, I guess, a lackey.
Approval rate's pretty low at the moment, so that probably contributed to that.
Fair enough. All right, boys. Thank you very much for listening. Let us know down in the comments your thoughts on the upcoming Shelter Drake release. Peace.